McCall?
Yes, it's McCall. Found another one of a prize steer butchered this morning.
I told you talk wouldn't be enough for a man like Blake McCall, Pa.
The only kind of talk he understands comes out of this.
Looks to me like they picked up a little company. They didn't have a wagon the last time we ran them off here.
You gonna let him get away with it, Pa?
He has the sickness of gold, senor. You have already given him more chance than he deserves.
Jose, it's a family affair.
What I have, I owe to you, old friend. Something that would destroy the Ponderosa would also destroy me. Your fight is my fight.
All right, let's visit with Mr. McCall.
Well, we're on the Ponderosa, John. That means we'll be running into the Cartwrights before long.
Let's hope you'll make out better with them this time than last.
John, that isn't fair. Blake did the very best he could.
Well, your brother doesn't always approve of my methods, Emily. Think you could do better, John?
I'd like to try talking with them. They're people, same as you and I think.
Old man Cartwright and his 3 sons? Yeah, they're people, all right. Rough ones.
Now, what happened between you and them?
Thought we were partners, John. Partners don't pry. They trust one another.
Are you implying I don't trust you? That's ridiculous.
John, please, you're letting yourself get all on edge.
Well, I'm sorry, Emily. It's just that I'm worried about your health. I need to get you into that high desert country without delay. Well,
I think you better get some rest.
What's the matter, McCall? You letting your love life interfere with your money making? Take my advice, you get rid of her and Pennington, both of them. There's gold here. Besides, she ain't gonna last much longer anyway.
Krug, don't you ever let me hear you say that again.
It's the truth, ain't it?
Well, I'd say we were flattered to have the great Mr. Ben Cartwright pay us a call.
my name is John Pennington. We're on our way to that new mining area at Virginia City. We were told this was the best way to get there.
Well, you were told wrong. You're on private property.
Well, other people have come through here.
They have. And they've slaughtered our beef, cut and burned our timber, and dug holes in our best pasture land.
Are we to be blamed for the actions of other people?
When you're standing alongside one of the worst offenders, yes. Now, we told you to get off last month, McCall, and we meant for you to stay off.
Blake, what's he talking about?
Very simple, Emily. The great Ben Cartwright thinks he owns the world.
Now, just this part of it, Mr. McCall. Now, I'll ask you to get off my land. All of you.
Please, Mr. Cartwright, if I may speak. My name is Justin Flannery. My only purpose here is to obtain specimens of Sierra flora and fauna. You see, sir, by profession, I'm a botanist and entomologist. You see, sir, I only fell in with these people 2 days ago.
Well, you made a very poor choice, Mr. Flannery.
That's an unfair thing to say, Mr. Cartwright. You don't even know us.
If my partner caused you any damage, I'm sure we can arrive at a settlement.
I'm afraid we can't.
Or can't I even reason with you?
Mr. Pennington, your reasoning became apparent when you introduced hydraulic mining to California. Oh, I've seen the operations of Pennington and McCall. Thousands of acres of virgin timber uprooted. Mountains washed away. Floods caused by the debris of your monitors. Orchards buried under mud. Us, see what you can do for him.
Sure, Paul.
You keep away from him. You ugly brute.
Ma'am, I can't hardly help being ugly, can I? Ain't him hurt bad.
Blake. Now, nobody could be as unreasonable as these Cartwrights seem to be. You must have done something to turn them against us.
Well, you don't have to do too much, had those Cartwrights turn against you. All right, maybe we did cut down a couple of their precious trees and Krug shot one of their cows. Believe me, it was an accident. He thought it was a deer.
Oh, that's the kind of accident we could do without, huh? Now, be a little more careful next time, will you?
Now, look, John. I don't tell you how to run the office. Don't tell me how to run my end of this partnership.
Blake. I wish you two wouldn't quarrel so.
You're really in love with him.
Well, you and he are all I have left. That's why I don't want any trouble between you.
Don't worry, Emily. Blake and I get along fine. The main thing is to get you into that drier climate without delay. Now, you go back in the tent and get some rest, huh?
That's right. Just get some rest. 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon. Don't exert yourself. Just sit and look pretty. John?
Huh?
Do you think there's any hope?
Oh, of course there's hope. If you keep believing, you'll get well.
Just as I have to keep believing I have a right to love? I have to keep believing that, John. Because if I couldn't, I'd want to die.
Mr. Cartwright, I demand you allow us to pass through here.
How is he, son?
He's all right, boys. Just a crease.
Mr. Cartwright, why don't you answer my brother's request? And why are you so unreasonable?
Why am I so unreasonable? Miss Pennington, I'd like to tell you about a friend of mine. He came across the plains with me. And all the way across, he nursed a wagon load of young peach trees. He had a dream. Wanted to plant an orchard in California. Well, I saw what was left of that orchard last year. Buried under a dozen feet of mud. Washed down by your brother's hydraulic monitors.
Oh, I remember the man. I paid him twice what his land was worth. I paid for each of his trees.
Well, just what price do you put on the dream of a man's lifetime?
My brother has no intention of bringing hydraulic equipment into the Sierra.
No? Then why is he here, Miss Pennington?
No, I swear to you, we have no intention of staying on your Ponderosa ranch.
Sorry, but I find that hard to believe. See, the facts are, your partner has filed claims on some of the neighboring ranches. Ranches that contain watershed vital to the Ponderosa.
Well, don't look so suspicious, John. The claims were filed in the name of the partnership.
We'll have to relinquish them.
I don't agree. They're perfectly legal. We'll keep them and we'll work them.
I disagree. Nobody is going to destroy the Ponderosa.
Oh, what do you plan to do, Mr. Cartwright? Stop every man who comes over those mountains?
I'll fight for what's mine and what I believe in.
And when a man who believes differently comes along, what do you do then? Kill him?
If I have to.
Pattern of history, Mr. Cartwright. A man with a dream goes into a country knowing he'll be killed. But after him come two more, and then two more. And the military are along to protect them. And then they build a fort to house the military. And soon they own the country.
Yes, it's happened many times.
Be careful history doesn't repeat itself.
Mr. Cartwright, can't you see your way clear just this once? I told you my sister wasn't well, and now we have a wounded man on our hands, and...
Don't beg, John.
You, camp here until you rest up and get your stock in shape. Anything we can do for your sister.
Save your concern, Mr. Cartwright.
Blake, why didn't you tell me about these claims?
Well, I meant to, John. I just didn't get around to
Well,
it.
you were supposed to be following through on that assay report in the Washoe.
Now, John, we have as much right to this watershed land as Cartwright has.
Do you know what hydraulic operations would do to these hills?
I don't care what they'll do to these hills. I just want the gold in these hills.
You'd do just about anything to get it, wouldn't you?
Blake, why don't we just forget about it and go on to Warsaw the way we planned?
Well, now, that's easy for you to say, isn't it? You and your brother both. Sure, your father left you a mining company and $1 million to play around with.
Blake, what's got into you?
Just this. I want to make it clear that the only thing my father left me was a bunch of debts and bruises on my back. What I got, I dug out of the ground with these hands, and nobody's going to stop me from digging out more of it.
But it's not important. I've told you that before. It has nothing to do with you and me.
No, doesn't it? What do you spend your time talking about? That fine mansion where you were raised, the servants you had, the beautiful horses.
Well, you're the one that always asks me about those things. You say you like to hear about them.
And you like to remind me that I never had them.
Blake, that's not so.
Just a second. What?
John, please. You said that you loved me.
I do, Emily. More than anything else in the world. You're everything I've ever wanted.
And those things don't matter. Just give me a chance to get well. And just give me a chance to be everything that you want me to be.
You'll be all right, Emily. Someday we'll have everything we've ever wanted.
So you're gonna let old Ben Cartwright back you down, huh?
Who says so?
Pennington?
You take your orders from Pennington?
Well, now, you know, I was beginning to wonder about that. A few years ago, when I first knew you, there was no doubt about it. I took my orders from you.
You still do.
Oh, sure. Maybe when you two get married, you can use your wife's money to keep me on the payroll. That's more like it. You just say the word, boss.
You just remember that. I'm boss.
That's the way I like it. Boss. You know the bug hunter, Flannery? He says he's going on alone.
Yeah, let him go.
Well, I figured to. Except I was thinking, it'd be a shame if the Cartwrights should shoot him down on sight, wouldn't it?
What makes you think they will?
Well, you never can tell. Of course, if they did, it'd go kind of hard on them. Cold-blooded murder and all. Yep. There must be a lot of folks up here in these hills that don't like the Cartwrights any better than we do. Think what'd happen if they was to murder him. Cold-blooded, a poor, harmless little old coot like Flannery over there.
Come on, Christian, let's go.
Think I'll take myself a little ride.
Crude.
Yeah?
Where?
In the Cartwrights' front yard?
Let's see if we can make up for yesterday and dry some cows today.
Right.
Hey, Paul. You got that bug hunter?
Yes, that's Mr. Flannery.
You want me to run him off, Bob?
No. That's all right.
Mr. Cartwright, I must apologize for coming.
Cartwright coming.
Flannery.
He was walking toward us. And he was shot from behind.
How'd it happen? An unarmed man whose only crime was setting foot on your precious ground.
I wouldn't do that.
You butchers. All of you.
You're quick to accuse, Miss Pennington. But wasn't it you who mentioned about a man being sent into the enemy camp in order to be a known casualty? This was a planned murder. Someone here is guilty.
Well, now, who do you think's going to believe you? The decent people in this part of the country hear about this, they're going to ride on your place and wipe out the whole stinking Cartwright clan.
Looks like you got it all figured out, don't you, McCall? How would you like to start wiping us out right now?
That's enough. Take their guns.
What are you going to do? Kill us too?
You're going back to California. All of you.
Oh, you're drawing a pretty fine line on murder, aren't you, Cartwright? Now, we're out of supplies. I told you my sister's sick. And you're going to make us go back through that country without food and guns and our stock worn out? Oh, isn't that murder?
Mr. Pennington, Paul wouldn't do that. We brought along fresh stock and supplies by mule pack. I'm going to be riding along with you.
You? As our guard?
Well, no, ma'am. You see, I'm going to be going along to make sure no harm comes to you. Ma'am, I wouldn't hurt you. Not for nothing. Can little Joe or Adam go along instead of me?
We talked it out, Hoss. We think you can do this best. Down.
Careful what you're driving, you hear? Ain't no use in making it any rougher on the lady than you got her.
Notice your partner ain't talking to you. Of course, I never could figure you and him being partners in the first place. Not that I blame you none. Got some money out of it. Pretty girl.
Krug, you're going to push me once too often.
I am? I don't mean to. As a matter of fact, I wanted to talk to you about maybe working out a partnership on them claims you filed.
What makes you think I'd want to share with you?
Well, I was thinking about you and that bug hunter.
I didn't kill him.
Oh, I guess you didn't. You're just about as responsible as if you did.
All right, let's get moving.
Well, you have to admit I do pretty well with what I have.
Thank you. You could have a lot more.
You'd be out in the desert, on our way back to California.
You blaming me for that? You think it was my fault that Flannery was shot?
No, I'm just a little sick of the way fighting and killing follows everything you do.
You and your pretty little world, all wrapped up in tinsel. How do you think I got that land we hydrauliced in California? You sat back in your plush office while I went out there and fought for what we had, every inch of it.
Aren't you forgetting why we're making this trip? Well, didn't we agree on it? We both knew Emily had to get to a drier climate.
John.
Well, are you forgetting, or are other things more important?
Can't you control that miserable coughing? These fir branches will make a good bed for you, ma'am. You just put them in the ground with the needle end up, and you'll sleep a lot better. The smell of that fur will be good for that cough, too. Night. Boys got you some extra oats coming tonight. Long, hard climb we had today. you're gonna feel a lot better as soon as old Hoss gets you all scrubbed down here. They like for you to talk to them. It makes them feel good.
You really love horses, don't you?
Oh, yes'm. I like all animals. You can trust them.
But you can't trust people?
Well, I wouldn't say that. It's just that some folks have got a natural mean streak in them that animals just don't know nothing about, I guess.
You giving it up?
Well, what do you expect me to do? That big moose could break your back with one hand.
Yeah. Rough on men, but easy on horses. He pays more attention to the stock than he does to us.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Maybe if one of the horses was to go lame tomorrow.
Even if we could handle that big moose, we still need guns and ammunition before we can tackle the rest of the Cartwrights.
That foreman of theirs, Jose Moreno, he don't live far from here. He'd have guns.
What about Pennington and Emily?
Well, now, that's your problem. Me, I'm just a simple man. All I care about's the gold.
Ma'am, you're gonna see some mighty pretty country today. Matter of fact, if you'll look off right through the trees down there, you can see the lake now. Pretty, ain't it? That off horse over there's got a mighty tender mouth, so don't go sawing the lines too hard, you hear?
Hey, horse! You better come here a minute.
What's the trouble?
Horse has gone lame.
How long's he been lame?
Oh, about a half hour, I guess.
Why didn't you tell me? Oh, boy, looks like you picked up a stone.
Now, either you get the guns from Marino your way, or we'll get them our way.
Hey, Senor Hawes! My good friend, I'm so glad to see you. Ay, caramba. The miners, they still dig like gophers down at the flats. Senor Hawes, is everything all right?
Jose, we're gonna have to be careful.
I wouldn't. Well, you finally came to it, didn't you? Outright murder.
I told you I wouldn't let anything stand in my way. It's the only way to fight the Cartwrights. Don't you see? I was only thinking of you, Emily.
You never could think of anybody but yourself, Blake. And you never will.
I'll stop you, McCall, somehow.
I can handle that, boys.
We're still partners, John, if you want it.
Now, I said I'd stop you. It's the last thing I ever do.
Tie him up. Emily, come on.
I wish Horse would get back soon. It takes 4 men to replace him.
Well, if you can't hold up your end of the work, brother, you know. Why are we wasting so much time? What do you expect to find, anyway?
Well, maybe you can see through a wall. Maybe you know how many guns we're up against.
Of course, had a rifle and a revolver with him. If they took his guns, that's all they took.
They took Jose's guns, too.
They want us out in the open. They wouldn't have brought Jose's body to the house if they didn't.
All right, Adam's right. Come on, let's get going.
I'm sorry, I was thinking just about Horse.
Cut!
You look mighty unhappy, man. What you need is a little loving to cheer you up.
Oh! Leave me alone! Let go of me! Let go of me!
No, never mind me. Get Emily out of here. Go on!
Well, now, maybe we should have tied the girl up, too.
Shall we go after him?
Not yet. Let's see how far he'll get with a sick girl on his hands.
It's all right. I'm right here by you. I could get you something to eat if you're hungry. The woods are full of good things to eat if you know what you're looking for.
I just want to rest for a long time.
Well, we can't stay here too long. They're gonna be after us.
I don't care. I really don't care.
That ain't no way to talk. Let me help you, Miss Emily.
Get away from me, can't you? Leave me alone.
Well, I just hate to see you hurting so, Miss Emily, that's all.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to shout at you.
I can't hardly stand to see nothing hurt. It's as pretty as you are. Now, you stay right here. I'm gonna take a look around. no sign of him, but that don't mean he ain't right behind us. We best be on our way.
You can't keep running forever. You carried me half the night. Why don't you rest a few minutes? I'll keep watch. Do you really think I'm pretty?
I think you're real pretty. Assembly, I think you're as pretty as I am ugly.
You're not ugly, Hoss. Forgive me for saying it. Please?
Oh, it's all right. I've heard it before. We best move on.
And by what right does a murderer like old man Cartwright tell you where you can mine and where you can't? This man, Flannery, he didn't even own a gun. And old man Cartwright shot him down. You want to know why? All right, I'll tell you why. Because the real gold strike is on the Ponderosa, not in that blue stuff they've been running into over at Washoe. That's why Cartwright and his boys are willing to kill, and they'll keep right on killing. Move in on those murderers. And get out of this blasted blue stuff and into the real gold strike.
I'm with you, McCall. In fact, we're all with you. Right, boys?
All right. Below me at Horseshoe Canyon.
Working out better than you hoped for, boss. Old man Cartwright and the two boys, and they're coming in alone.
Oh, good. They'll never know what hit him. Come on. And bring my partner with us.
Hoss, I'd like to explain to you about Blake McCall.
You don't have to explain nothing to me, Miss Emily.
You see, I only saw the good side of him.
Well, I reckon that's the way it is sometimes. You look at a cactus and you see a rose, because a rose is what you want to see. I don't reckon there's anything wrong with wanting to see something good and pretty. Sometimes I even do that myself. I get sort of lonely-like, and I look for good and pretty things.
What sort of pretty things do you look for?
Well, if it's a springtime, there's this canyon I go to. It's plumb full of dogwood, and there's 1,000 blossoms on every tree. And there's a smell of the damp leaves in the air and little ferns around on the ground.
Sounds lovely.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Why?
Because it's sort of a special place for me, and well, I'd like to take you there. I'd like to show you the little gold-back ferns. You press them on your hand, and the gold comes right off just like it's stardust right out of the sky. I ain't never took nobody else there. But I'd like to take you.
I don't think there's anything else I'd rather see.
Miss Emily, I want you to stay right here on the Ponderosa.
Hoss, don't you realize I'm very sick?
I know that, but I want to take care of you. I want to take care of you all of my life.
I couldn't bear it having you feel sorry for me.
Oh, I ain't feeling sorry for you, Miss Emily. What I'm trying to say is I like you, and I'll be right back.
Hoss, what is it?
It's Paul and Adam and little Joe. McCall's got at least a dozen men down there. Paul and them don't stand a chance. I gotta stop it.
Hoss, you can't. You'll be killed.
Miss Emily, I gotta.
You can't go.
McCall! Here I am, McCall, up here! I'm coming, McCall! Hold your fire. Want to tip off old man Cartwright and his boys?
You all right?
Yeah, Paul.
Well, Hoss, looks like you have things under control.
Yeah, reckon I sort of lost my temper.
All right, you crim jumpers. Get back to your diggings. It was McCall's idea, Mr. Cartwright. I didn't want no part in it. Get off this land, all of you. Yes, sir.
Move.
Yes, sir.
All right, Pennington. Paul, wait a minute. Little Joe, you got it all wrong. Mr. Pennington here saved my life.
Oh, Pennington, I guess we owe you thanks.
Thank you. Is Emily all right?
It's fine. We gotta get a doctor for her. What's old Doc Riley doing up there? He sure has been up there a long time.
Well, how is she, Doctor?
She wants to talk to you, Mr. Pennington.
Well, what did the doctor say?
What the doctor had to say isn't really very important. Would you take that? I'd like to go back to San Francisco.
What? Emily, you know what the doctors there told you. This is a climate for you. Why, in 3 months' time, you'll be completely recovered.
John, you know better.
Oh, I don't know better. I refuse to give up.
It isn't a matter of giving up. It's being able to face the truth. I had to face the truth about Blake, and I think that makes it much easier for me to face this.
I'll find another doctor. Well, I'll do something.
No, John. You've done much more than a brother should do anyway. I don't want to be a burden to you during the time I've left. I'm going back.
Well, then I'll go with you.
No, I don't want you to do that. I want you to go on to Washoe and to this new Virginia city. Just the way you planned.
Well, you think I'd leave you?
I want to go back today.
Today? Why? You're in no shape to travel.
Please let me do what I have to do. I'm not really so brave, you know. It's just that I've accepted it. And I don't want to take a chance on tomorrow.
There must be something I can do.
Yes, I'll tell you what you can do. Get my clothes from the wagon because I want to look my very best.
wagon train crossing the Sierra into California, and the wagon master's going to meet us down at Truckee Meadows. You take good care of her.
That'll be fine, Hoss. Thank you. God bless you, John.
Bye. Wish you didn't have to go back so soon.
I wish that, too.
Maybe I ought to go along with you.
No. You're needed on the Ponderosa. Hoss, tell me about the canyon and the dogwood in bloom.
I ain't so good about talking about it.
The goldback ferns that you press against your hand. And the gold comes off just like it was stardust right out of the sky.
Come back this spring, and it'll be there just like I told you about it. Will you come back? I'll take you there.
You go there, Hoss. And when the spring comes and the dogwood's in bloom, you go to the canyon. And I promise you I'll be there. I love you, Hoss.
She's gonna come back this spring. You hear that, little Joe? She loves me. Me, old Hoss. I'm gonna get mad, little Joe. What's the matter? What's wrong? What have you been telling these people?
You must have known Miss Pennington was very ill.
Hoss, you quack. If you told her something...
Do you think it's a pleasure for me to tell a dying girl she's got only 1 month to live?
You're all liars. Paul, make them tell me they're lying.
It's God's will, son. Son, I've had to bury 3 women I loved. Your ma, Adams, and his. For a while, it's a hurt you have to bear alone.
understand, God. You gotta help me.
Pa?
Paul. Paul,
Horse. There's plenty to do.
You think I'd trade you this beautiful cloth for them few measly skins?
Not many beaver left in mountains. Too many hunters.
Well, that's your problem, Injun. You want some more cloth? You bring us in some new skin. Good skin, savvy?
But I told my wife here that I'd get a new bright cloth.
Oh, get out of here. I got no time, no nothing for Injun. Take these skins with you.
Oh, wait a minute, Vern. Party's been kind of dull the past couple of days.
Well, Brother Mike, you found some more booze, huh?
Yeah, I found some more booze.
We go now.
Oh, what's your hurry, friend? You can have all the cloth you want. Just give us some good pelts and we'll keep your scores till you bring them in.
No. These wives.
I don't care what they are. We'll just hold on to them till you bring in the pelts, huh?
No, Mr. Wilson!
Get out of here, you come back here again, I'll kill you.
Hey, what my brother's done, we'll kill you!
That's a little better, huh? Now we got a little more
Now, you boys have a good time in San Francisco. And be careful of that Barbary Coast. Don't want either one of you shanghaied.
Boy, you just relax.
If Horse gets in any trouble, I'll take care of him, Bob.
Oh, you just make sure one of those spangly women don't take care of you.
And get back as soon as possible. Now, business is business, but we need you back here in the Ponderosa. Now, get! Hope they make out.
Don't worry, Pa. San Francisco's no worse than Virginia City. Well, I'm going to check on those new steers down at the bottom camp. I'll see you at dinner.
Yeah, well, don't wait for me. I got some business in Virginia City.
Bruno.
What happened to you?
Who did this? They took my wife.
Your wife?
Wilson's station. They're drunk, Adam. They have guns. Namta's wife. My wife.
And they did this when you tried to stop them?
My wife. They have her. They will...
You don't have to tell me. We'll get them. Can you ride?
Namta ride to Ringnose. For Braves.
Ringnose is a hothead. Why didn't he go to Winnemucca? This is Paiute land, not Bannock.
Namta say, Shoshone people not coward like Paiute. He say, Bannock's ride, kill Wilson men.
They attack Wilson Station, this whole country will go up in flames. Come on, Bruno, we gotta beat them there.
Adam Cartwright. Ringnose calls Braves, Adam Cartwright.
We still have time.
I don't know what's the matter with him. You think we weren't treating him right or something?
I've tried to be friendly. I even offered him some of this good booze.
Yeah. All right, squads, come on out. Outside, we're gonna teach you some manners. Come on. Come on. Come on, you're gonna have a drink.
No.
Look, when a white man offers you a drink, you take it.
Let her go.
Cartwright, what are you doing here?
I said let her go. I wouldn't try it. Now drop it. Easy. Now kick it over here. You too.
What's all this fuss over a couple of women?
Indian women. Bruno, get him back to the Ponderosa. We'll take care of him there.
Burn. Burn. Burn.
I'm sick.
That Cartwright stole our women. Let's go get him.
Go on. I'm sick.
Phil. Phil, wake up. You dirty score stealer. I'll teach him when I get him. Dirty Indian lover. We'll see about that Adam Cartwright.
Look, inside. We're headed for Sun Canyon. We go. chance. All right, Wilson.
I heard that holler. There was hundreds of them all over the place. Coming right at me. All painted up and naked.
Who was it? Winnemucca?
Yeah. Yeah, that's who it was. Winnemucca. Oh, Winnemucca himself. Well, I had to get. I started to ride. I saw some of them break in the station and drag out Byrne and Phil. I heard him scream. My own brother and my partner. And I couldn't do nothing to help him. It was awful.
But why? Why Winnemucca? Of all people.
Man, them Paiutes are running wild. Killed 7 or 8 men over in Sun Canyon.
7 or 8 men. Do you know who they were?
Not all of them, but they flat butchered Joe and Ellie Lawrence right outside their cabin. Killing women. I don't need to know no more. Let's go get them.
Hold it! Hold it! I agree. The Paiutes must be punished. If it's war, it's war. But you just can't stampede out the door. We've got to get organized.
Maybe you're right, Major. You go ahead and start organizing.
Well, I agree. I wasn't a major in the Army for nothing. We'll do this the Army way. We'll get as many men as we can.
Oh, we'll get you close to 100.
Don't reckon we need that many to handle a mangy mess of Paiutes. But anybody who wants to join us, tell them to come along. We'll march at daybreak.
Stewart, you carry a lot of weight around here. More than anybody. They say you're the first citizen of Virginia City. Now, you and I, we haven't always seen eye to eye. But we both know that an Indian war would be disastrous.
But, Ben, I just don't believe it's as serious as you make out.
You didn't see them down there. Well, Ormsby's raising an army. It's hysteria.
Well, Ormsby's no drunken fool. He's a good soldier. At least he used to be.
That has nothing to do with it. We just can't stand by and let them march.
Did you talk to them?
Well, there wasn't a chance of being heard. Anyway, I'm not the man for it. Need someone like you. Someone from town, someone they know.
All right, Cartwright, I'll be there at daybreak, but I don't believe there'll be much of an army once our brave soldiers sober up.
Well, it doesn't take much of an army to start an Indian war.
They'll be all right now. They're in good hands. I think it might be a good idea if you were to stay here tonight.
Thank you, Adam Cartwright.
Fools, everybody's gone mad.
What's wrong?
Oh, the Paiutes ran wild. Wiped out Wilson's station, killed 7 or 8 people in Sun Canyon, and now Virginia City's gathering an army to go after them.
Well, it wasn't the Paiutes, it was the Bannocks of the Shoshone tribe, Ringnose's people.
What makes you say that?
Bruno, Numpta, their wives are inside being cared for.
Why, what happened?
Wilson, a drunken brother of his, they held him prisoner and mistreated him.
So that's the truth of the matter. Well, why would Wilson accuse the Paiutes for what happened?
Shift the blame from himself, protect his own dirty skin. Pal, we can't let them attack Winnemucca and the Paiutes. We got to stop them tonight.
Oh, not tonight. Dozens of them were gathering when I left there. Drunken, loud, boisterous. Nobody could talk to them tonight.
Well, what about Bill Stewart? They listen to him.
Oh, I've already talked to Stewart. Oh, he'll reason with them in the morning, but we'd better be along, too. Nobody will believe it wasn't the Paiutes.
I felt like killing those Wilsons myself when I saw the women. But why did Ringnose have to kill those people on his way back to the mountains?
The primitive people, son. Primitive and proud. Once they've tasted blood.
Yes, sirree, General.
This is a sorry army. Where are all those men you promised me?
Well, you know something, General? Overnight, most of them boys sobered up.
We got enough. All I want to do is get out there and shoot me some Indians.
You may have your chance, Mr. Wilson, with a few dozen men against the Paiute Nation.
Oh, we can...
All right, you men, listen to me. Listen to me.
What do you want here, Stewart?
I want to stop you from making fools of yourselves. Ben Cartwright knows Indians better than any man in Nevada. Now, he tells me that the Wilson Station massacre was not done by the Paiutes, but it was done by the Bannocks of the Shoshone tribe higher up in the Sierras.
That's a lie. Well, I was there, wasn't I?
You were there, all right. Maybe they ought to know what you did there.
Listen to him. Wasn't for Adam Cartwright, this whole thing wouldn't have happened. It were his fault.
What do you mean, Wilson?
He came in just before it happened with one of his Indian friends. Said he wanted me to sell the Indians some booze. When I said I wouldn't do it, he said it had the whole Paiute tribe down on me. Man, I saw it. I was there. I saw them Paiutes with my own eyes. They took my brother and they took my partner and they tore him up in little pieces. Now we gonna let him get away.
All right, now. No time to stand here and argue. If you men go out, drunk and disorganized, against Winnemucca's warriors, you'll be destroyed.
I tell you, the Paiutes are innocent.
Cartwright, that massacre took place before noon. Within an hour, there wasn't a Paiute in town. And Wilson didn't get back here with the news until late afternoon. Explain that if you can.
The Indians have ways.
I thought so. Murder has been done by Indians. We moved to punish them. All right, men, let's go.
Just a minute. All right, Ormsby. Go out to Winnemucca. But go seeking a parley, not as a war party. Find out what the Paiutes have to say about all this.
You going to ride with us, Mr. Stewart?
No, I'm not. I can do more for you by staying here and keeping in touch with the authorities in Washington.
I will go along with you, Major. My son and I. All right, we need every man. Those of you with horses, mount up. The rest of you fall in.
General! Fall in what?
With this, I go to fight Indians.
Signal fires.
They've heard us coming for miles.
Forward, ho!
We do not know how many there are or what their purpose is. Paco will tell us.
The diggers from Sun Mountain come.
How many are there, Paco?
Maybe 3 tens. Ben Cartwright and his son, the one called Adam, right at their head.
Must Sharp Peak itself fall upon my father to make him see?
I see nothing but a great mistake.
It is a mistake that will kill your people. Even your friend, Ben Cartwright, rides with them.
Ben Cartwright rides to talk.
With a rifle in his hand?
Would my young war chief see his people die?
I would protect them.
Since when is war a better protection than peace?
We have asked for no war. We have killed no one. But the white man's army moves not toward the sky home of the Bannock people. They come toward us.
Though we want only peace, we would be fools if we did not think that war might come. This we will do. My son will take the warriors of the tribe to the place of the tall rocks. Each brave will have a white man in his gun sights, but do not fire unless we are fired upon first. I and the other elders will meet below the rocks. We will take counsel with the whites. We will speak for peace. But should there be war, you are the war chief of our people, my son. Defend them.
Got a lot of brass.
It's a call for a parley, Major.
It's too late for a parley. We'll take him in.
I wouldn't try it.
What'd you say?
Take a look around. One behind every rock.
Treacherous devils.
What'd you expect, a welcome mat?
Come along, Major. We'll parley.
Cover them, they're gonna parley!
Hold it, young boy.
Yeah, hold it.
Come on, listen.
Yeah.
It is an evil thing to see Ben Cartwright ride to war.
I ride for peace, O Chief of the Paiutes.
Then my eyes fail me, for I see men ready for battle.
Stop beating around the bush. Now look here and...
Shut up, Ormsby. You want to get us all killed? The Paiute wants peace. We want peace. Will we talk?
We will talk.
Talking to them murdering devils. If I had me a clear shot at one, I might show them how to talk.
Mike, look. I got a Paiute for you.
Yeah. Now, this one's for my brother.
Stop your firing! Stop shooting! Stop firing! Stop firing!
Enough Indians for you, Mike.
My son! No time for that! Come on! They're everywhere! Let's get out of here!
Good Lord. All these men. Ormsby, too. It's a massacre.
My son is dead. Dead.
Stampeding out there. They're out of their heads with fear. We've got to do something.
Yeah, well, you better do it quick. There's a couple of thousand Indians out there, and they're on their way here by now. Instead of cleaning him up, you better put a rope around his neck.
What do you mean?
He led us into a trap, that's what I mean. Everybody knows him and the Paiutes are thicker than blood.
They killed his son.
His son ain't dead. As soon as the shooting started, I saw his son run off the Indians.
You talk, Wilson, but you better be telling the truth.
Well, I saw Winnemucca drag him off himself. From the looks of things, it didn't take much dragging.
Wilson? Is this true?
I wouldn't count on it, Ben. If Adam is alive, it'll just mean that a lot of people will ask questions as to why he was the only man spared.
I don't care what questions people ask, just as long as he's alive.
Ben, go back to your ranch. Go on now. If the word gets around, it'll just mean trouble. Now, go on.
You're letting him get away with murder.
Shut up, Wilson. We need help, that's for sure.
Charlie Hungerford commands a battalion of militia on the other side of the Sierra at Placerville. Send messengers there. I'll go. All right. You'll send a couple of men along with you. Come up to my office and I'll make out an official request.
I know what to tell them.
I'd rather put it in writing, if you don't mind.
Winnemucca, have you gone mad?
Be silent! Why does our enemy yet live?
There are many weapons. Some take lives, some save them.
We have beaten them. Everywhere they run before us. Even now the diggers cry in fear over what awaits them. Before morning, their Virginia city could be ashes if we were to move now.
It is plain to see the son of Winnemucca thinks he was sired by a fool, for he talks like one. Adam Cartwright, but for my hand, you would have long ago have fed the fires. Answer me in truth.
If I can.
Now that we have beaten them, what will the diggers do?
You know that as well as I do.
Tell them with your lips.
They will send to California. The militia will come. The army.
How many?
110s.
He lies. Let me kill him now.
No!
Are you a woman? Did not his father kill Gray Bear before your very eyes?
My young wolf grows careless in his howling.
Winnemucca, speak to my father. There are men of honor in Virginia City. There can yet be peace.
Can there be peace, Adam Cartwright?
But there has to be peace. You can't fight the California troops. There is trees on the Ponderosa without number.
They cannot fight. Did we not destroy them? Did not the remaining handful run back to their caves like cringing dogs?
You fought a bunch of half-drunken miners out on a picnic. A lark. But next time you'll fight soldiers and they'll outnumber you 2 to 1. Tell them, Winnemucca, I speak the truth.
He speaks the truth. But Ben Cartwright's words hangs heavy on the ears of the whites. He will stop the army.
He can't do that. Only you can.
We will send word to him. We will meet him. He will know it from Winnemucca himself that if the army from California moves on the Paiute Nation, his son will die. Winnemucca has said it. Take him to his TP.
Little Joe!
We heard about the trouble in Sacramento. Decided horse ought going up to San Francisco. I'd come back and see if I could give you and Adam any help. Where is he?
Winnemucca's holding him prisoner.
Prisoner? Was he all right?
Well, I received word through a messenger last night. Winnemucca's bringing Adam to Truckee Rock. I'm to meet him there.
Yeah, well, how did this whole
Not
thing...
now. I'll tell you all about it later.
Where's my son?
Stay.
Are you all right, boy?
All right, pal. Now the vigilantes run you out of San Francisco?
Do the soldiers come from across the Sierra?
They've been sent for.
Then you will stop them, or your son will die.
Winnemucca, we're friends. You must not do this.
My people are my friends. Did not Ben Cartwright shoot a Paiute brave even as we parleyed at Sharp Peak?
He would have killed my son.
I have 100 sons. But you will stop the soldiers, Ben Cartwright, or you shall have no more than 2.
How do you expect us to stop an army?
Pa, Bruno. Bruno and Ringnose.
If Ringnose were to tell the truth about Wilson Station, perhaps the army will not attack the Paiute. But you must give us time to ride to the high mountains.
We will attack no one. But we will defend ourselves in our homes.
Winnemucca, I would talk to my son.
You may talk.
Looks like you got yourself a little hot water this time, older brother.
Yeah, me this time instead of you.
Hate to leave you this way, boy.
I'll be all right, Pa. Junior here'd like to cut my throat, but Winnemucca won't let him.
Said that young Wolf and Adam Cartwright used to ride the war show together as brothers.
Children do foolish things, but they become men.
We'll be back with Ringnose.
What makes you think he'll want to come?
He'll come whether he wants to or not.
Goodbye, Pa. Joe.
Ben Cartwright.
Major Hungerford. Didn't expect you so soon.
We got here as soon as we could. Captain Kelly, we'll take a few minutes rest.
Yes, sir.
Lights out! Troops dismount!
What Mr. Wilson says, we couldn't get here too soon. You know Mr. Wilson?
Oh, yes. Yes, I know Mr. Wilson. My son Adam told me what happened at his station.
Hungerford. Ask him how come his son Adam is with the Paiutes alive, when the rest of the men they caught were chopped to bits. He and his whelp led us into a trap.
Major, it was not the Paiutes that raided his station. It was a party of Bannocks, part of the Shoshone tribe.
Cartwright, you're a liar. Mr. Wilson. Major, I was there. I saw my own brother killed right before me. Winnemucca and some Paiutes, they came in and shut up my place.
It was not the Paiutes, it was the Bannocks. And the reason they killed your brother was because of what you and he did to a couple of Bannock women. The husband of one of them worked at my ranch.
Look, everybody knows that he's been on the side of the Paiutes right along.
Ormsby and his men were killed by Paiutes, weren't they?
The Paiutes were defending themselves. They didn't attack Ormsby. My son, Adam, is being held hostage by Winnemucca. That's why we're riding to the Bannock chief, Ringnose. He can prove that I'm telling the truth.
Suppose Ringnose won't talk.
He'll talk.
Look, he's not telling you a word of truth. I was there. I saw it all with my own...
Wilson. You open your mouth once more, and I'll have you gagged. Ben, I prefer to believe your story. But I'm under express orders from the governor of the state of California to attack the Paiutes and punish them. This much I can do. If you can bring me proof that it was the Bannocks and not the Paiutes that attacked Wilson's station, then I'll parley with Winnemucca and try to make peace.
You must give me time, Major.
I'll march to Pyramid Lake by the longer route. I'll stop once an hour to rest. More than that, I can't do for you, your son, or any man. I'm a soldier, Ben. I'm under orders. I hope you get to Ringnose and get him back here in time.
Thanks, Major.
You don't believe him, do you?
If what he says is true, you'll go back to Sacramento with me, Mr. Wilson. In irons. Captain Kelly, on the troop.
Leave us. It'd have been better if you'd lied.
And the soldiers are coming.
You'll never see them arrive.
Stay your hand.
Already the soldiers march. It was your word that Adam Cartwright die.
They are not yet here. Leave us, my son. Is there not a battle to make ready?
Do you remember this knife?
I remember. My father gave it to you.
Yes. I gotta return it to him now.
Once the wild bear knew Washoe. Now he is gone. The white man killed him.
That is so.
And then the antelope, who was the friend of the Paiute. He too is gone. White man kill him.
That too is so.
And now the great sun of the Paiute weakens. And as it crosses the sky, even today will drop behind the mountains and be gone.
Perhaps my father will return in time.
The soldiers already march along Chief Truckee's River. Your father's in the land of the Bannocks. I would like to see your father. A man should see his friends on the day of his death. At the head of the California soldiers rides a man named Hungerford.
I know him. He's a soldier.
Is this the same Hungerford who defeated Shining Brow of the Cheyenne?
It's the same.
100 tens of men and more and cannon. All this to defeat an old man, his son, and 30 tens of Paiutes. Do our small lives mean so much to your people?
Don't fight them, Winnemucca. Wait. Surrender if you must, but give my father time enough to return with Ringnose.
There will be no more talk, even though I willed it. If we must die, we must die. For the ways of the wild things are the Paiutes' ways, and the wild things too are dead. I am sorry for you, Adam Cartwright, for you are a friend and the son of a friend. But the first shot that is fired by the California soldiers will be a signal to my son, and you will die. And even as you die, it will be like a small part of myself that dies with you.
We would talk with Ringnose.
You are brave to ride into the camp of the Bannock.
Well, Bruno, is this the way the Bannock repays his friend?
If you have anything to say, say it to me. The acts of the Bannock people are the acts of their chief.
My son will die if the California army attacks. But more than that, the whole Paiute people will die if Ringnose allows them to take the blame for the raid on Wilson Station.
War is war, Ben Cartwright. Do you ask that the Bannocks walk into the white man's rope?
My son brought back the wives of Bruno and Numta from the Dark Land. I ask the Bannock to do the same for my son.
What about us, Ben Cartwright? What will happen to us?
I don't know.
The debt must be paid. Get Numta. We ride.
up in the rocks, sir. There's a lot of them.
Mr. Kelly. Yes, sir.
Any sign of Ben Cartwright?
No, sir. The rear guard is looking for him.
Well, we can't delay any longer. Have the men from Fort Alcatraz cut around to the high ground. I want a flanking fire on the Indians. Have Sergeant O'Banion move his field piece to the high ground on the other flank. Deploy your companies on both sides of the trail as foragers. Send the bugler to me. You'll advance at my command. Return fire if fired upon, but otherwise let no man fire without orders. Move your men out.
Very good, sir. Sergeant O'Banion, move your field piece to the high ground. First platoon, give him support to his position. Then dismount and form his foragers. Do not fire unless fired upon. Move them out, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
First platoon, forward! Hero!
Do not fire unless fired upon. Dismount and form as foragers. Carry out the order.
It's fire!
There are many.
I told you there would be.
Many eyes to see you die.
Get your intervals. Corporal Hollister, deploy your men on the high ground to the right of that big rock. Carry on.
Follow me. Come on, men. Form as foragers. Fall in. Come on, fall on with him there. Up there. Hurry up, hurry up. Fall in. Take an interval. Take your interval, men. Form as foragers. Come on, men. Form as foragers. Fall in. Come on, fall on with him there. Up there. Hurry up, hurry up. Fall in.
All ready, sir.
Very good, Captain Kelly.
Form as foragers.
Bugler, sound the advance.
Follow me.
Stand on the rock.
I've been waiting for this, Cartwright. I'm gonna kill you.
Adam, you all right? I'm all right. Pal, we gotta stop him.
Listen. They've already stopped.
God help us, what have we done?
Is it true, Major, that it was all a mistake?
Yes, Captain Kelly, it's true.
Then I'd better not tell the men.
You tell them, Mr. Kelly, loud and clear. I want every one of them to know what happened here today and why it happened.
Yes, sir.
What about the Bannocks?
I appreciate your honesty. That took courage. You will go to California with me.
Major, what will happen to them?
I don't know. They'll have to stand trial. I'll do what I can for them. There's been too much killing already.
Pa?
Winnemucca.
Your son lives.
We mourn your dead son.
I do not mourn for my son. I mourn for all my sons.
Hey.